The Pontiac GTO ignited the muscle car wars of the 60s and early 70s as one of the most influential muscle cars in history. Over the years of its production, every GTO model has become legendary, not only because of its power, but also because of its scarcity. Manufacturers produce these automobiles in small batches due to expensive production, complex designs, or lack of market demand at the time, increasing their rarity today. In this episode, we will take a closer look at each of the 8 largest of the Pontiac GTO ever made. Number 8. The 1969 Pontiac GTO, the Judge Convertible. Atop the list is the 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Convertible, one of the rarest and most legendary GTOs ever built. Pontiac's The Judge, a high-performance, badass, cool-looking response to the low-priced, simple, easy-to-drive, loud-sounding Plymouth Roadrunner that they somehow managed to make it both cheap and aggressive-looking and better engineered. It housed a Ram Air IV 400 cubic inch V8 capable of generating 366 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. Anyone who wanted a little more could also choose a Ram Air IV engine from Pontiac, which produced a healthy 370 horsepower along with a flatter torque curve to generate more power at higher revs. The Ram Air IV engine itself featured special high-flow cylinder heads, a performance-oriented camshaft, and upgraded intake and exhaust valves, allowing a 0 to 60 acceleration time of around 5.7 seconds and a quarter-mile run of just under 14 seconds. Heavy-duty suspension, wide-track wheels, and a Hurst shifter are included to help the 1969 GTO Judge Convertible handle and remain stable with the engine's power. Its body styling was no less menacing, featuring Judge stickers, colored stripes, and a large rear wing. Pontiac made only 108 of them as convertibles, so it's extremely rare. Few in number, high performance, and distinctive in styling, the 69 Judge Convertible remains a top choice for Pontiac enthusiasts and collectors to this day. Number 7. The 1971 Pontiac GT-37 LS5. Up next is the 1971 Pontiac GT-37 LS5, a sleeper car that doesn't draw as much attention as the Camaro or Charger. Pontiac built only 54 of the GT-37, making it one of the rarest Pontiacs ever produced. Although the manufacturers wanted the GT-37 to be the GTO's budget car, it was not a basic car at all. Incorporated with the LS5 455 cubic inch V8 engine, this car had 335 horsepower and a matching 480 pound-feet of torque. This power helped the GT-37 to go from 0 to 60 within over 6 seconds, a speed that was as powerful as that of the GTO. The quarter-mile time, which was around 14 seconds, would suggest that this car was not only as good, but also similar to models of more expensive cars. It was not as flashy looking as the GTO, there were no wild graphics and integrated spoilers on this GT-37, but that's what made it look unique. It was a real sleeper car as it provided outstanding power with a restrained exterior design. Number 6. The 1973 Pontiac Firebird Formula SD 455. Right on its tail is the 1973 Pontiac Firebird Formula SD 455, of which the manufacturers only built 43 of. Local emissions and insurance rates began to play havoc with the muscle car market by the early 70s, but Pontiac had the brooding, sinister Superduty 455. It succeeded a car driven by one of the largest, meanest engines of the day. This car's 455 cubic inch V8 produced a princely 310 horsepower and a menacing 390 pound-feet of torque. The Formula SD 455 could hit 60 miles per hour from a standing start in less than 6 seconds, making it a contender for one of the decade's quickest cars. It would be capable of a top speed of about 130 miles per hour or so and running the quarter mile in the low 14s, just enough to prove that even at the death throes of the muscle car era, Pontiac still knew how to make a muscle car. Number 5. The 1971 GTO Judge Convertible. The 1971 GTO Judge Convertible was very rare, and with only 17 of them built, The 71 GTO Judge convertible stands as a legend in the muscle car world, boasting rarity, power, and the sort of flair that commands attention. Only 17 of these stunning convertibles were ever produced, making it an incredibly exclusive vehicle and one of the most coveted muscle cars in history. 1971 not only marked the last year Pontiac's infamous The Judge package, but also the last year of high-performance muscle cars. With insurance companies starting to slap astronomical premiums on the high-horsepower machines, and the oil crisis was beginning to cast its long, dark shadow over the automobile world, all this even though Pontiac engineers wanted to go out with a bang, to develop a vehicle that remains the apotheosis of the American muscle machine. Under the hood, it housed the 1971 GTO Judge convertible 455 high-output V8, which could produce 335 horsepower. Others may have balked at the loss of horsepower over earlier models, but this beastie still roared with the sort of snarling ferocity that made it a true road warrior. Its clunky 4-speed manual gearbox made it raw, visceral, and most importantly, absolutely thrilling to drive. Pontiac equipped the 455 HO, which featured larger valves, a new camshaft, and a 4-barrel carb to ensure that the Judge could put all that power to good use. And this wasn't just about power on paper. The Judge could blast through a quarter mile in an impressive 13.4 seconds, reaching a top speed of 102 miles per hour, and in the case of a car weighing in at almost 2 tons, those figures were a tribute to Pontiac engineering. The GTO Judge's showy exterior came in the package as well. The colors, such as carousel red or tropical lime, and the bright The Judge stickers were outstanding. Its aggressive styling, everything from Ram Air hood scoops to the rear spoiler, rounded out the instant recognizability of the Judge. Its large tires and low ride height meant that this open-top car appeared to be all the part of a muscle car waiting to challenge anything that dared to take it on. Today, owning a 1971 GTO Judge convertible is like holding a piece of muscle car history, one that's nearly priceless due to its rarity and pedigree. Collectors and enthusiasts know that this car was more than just an icon. It was a symbol of the peak of the muscle car era and the spirit of raw American horsepower, going down in automotive history as one of the last great muscle cars before the industry changed forever. Number 4. The 1970 Pontiac GTO Ram Air IV convertible. Ram Air IV GTO convertibles were very limited in 1970s Pontiac production, as only 37 units were off the production line. The Ram Air IV engine was one of the most superior designs that the world had seen at that time, developing 370 horsepower that ranked the GTO among the fastest muscle cars of the time. Designers fitted the 1970 Ram Air IV GTO convertible with functional Ram Air scoops on the hood and an aggressive, sporty appearance for more performance prowess. Today, these cars may incorporate the most advanced technology and can be sold for millions in auctions. Number 3. The 1963 Pontiac Catalina Superduty Lightweight Coupe. Third on the list is the 1963 Pontiac Catalina Superduty Lightweight Coupe, which most car lovers associate with drag racing. Pontiac built only 14 of these lightweight monsters, designing them to dominate the drag race. Pontiac made the Catalina Superduty significantly lighter than its rivals by using aluminum body panels and discarding the rear seat. It also has a computerized rear suspension and a wider track. Under the hood, it came equipped with a 421 cubic inch V8 engine which had over 400 horsepower for the most part. It has a powerful engine that enables the Catalina to rule the quarter mile at stunning levels of 12.5 seconds. This made it one of the quickest cars as a result of its lightweight and massive torque output. This model's sleek and uncluttered look masked the real monster underneath, as it was far from simple on the inside. The Catalina Superduty is still regarded as one of the rarest and most potent drag racers ever built by Pontiac. Number 2. The 1969 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am convertible. In second place is the 1969 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am convertible, one of the rarest Firebirds produced with only 8 units ever made. This car was not just a Trans Am convertible. It was a trench performer pitted against the Ford Mustang. Beneath the hood, it had a 400 cubic inch Ram Air IV V8 engine with a capacity of 355 horsepower. Although its power was only a little less than the GTO Judge, it was a formidable player in the muscle car game. The Firebird Trans Am started 0 to 60 in approximately 6 seconds and a quarter-mile time of almost exactly 14.1 seconds, which was fast for a car of that time. What really made this car special was its looks. It had a polar white color with blue racing stripes all along its exterior, and functional air scoops and spoilers made it look like a racing car. With only 8 produced, it remains an incredibly rare collector's item today. Number 1, the 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air IV Convertible. The number 1 car on this exclusive list is the 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge Ram Air IV Convertible. Pontiac is known to have produced just 5 of these vehicles. This version of the Judge aimed at showing off what performance should look like while featuring an aggressive design both inside and out that boasted immense horsepower. The GTO Judge sported the Ram Air IV 400 cubic inch V8 engine that had the capabilities of producing 370 horsepower at 505 RPM and 445 pound-feet of torque. The Ram Air IV was Pontiac's high-performance version of the V8. It featured intake and exhaust valves, high flow heads, and an aggressive camshaft. These improvements helped the car achieve a top speed of 0 to 60 in only 5.4 seconds, making it one of the fastest of its generation. In the quarter mile, it could run about 13.7 seconds with a top speed of about 127 miles per hour, setting it out as a force because it was not only fast, but it also had style. The exterior styling was also driven a notch higher with the so-called Judge graphics, rear spoiler, and functional hood scoops to tell the story of the stripes. As a convertible, it provides excellent open-air motoring while being stylish, fast, and a true muscle car all at the same time.